Hey followers, this is Doug Kenny. I'm with my coach and mentor, Andy McPhee, and we have Brendan Monk with us again, and he's going to tell us what he's been up to since his episode of Relentless and Unstoppable aired. Welcome, Brendan.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, hi Brendan, how you doing, mate? Welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable, and hi Doug, how you doing today in Phoenix, Arizona?
Hi, Andy.
Brendan, you're in Melbourne and I'm in LA. Uh, how's all the COVID going in there in Melbourne, Brendan?
Well, we sort of got rid of most of it. There hasn't been any cases for a couple of weeks now, so
Oh, awesome. That's
yeah,
great.
so it's
Yeah,
going
LA's a
pretty
little
well.
testy now.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got closing a few things down again, but you know, it's really just when I went to my doctor's appointment a minute ago, just had a little bit of a thing with my eye, which is nothing major, but she told me, and this was really sort of shocked me a bit. She said, no, COVID, like we understand we're all frustrated with this. We're frustrated with being told to lock down. We can't go out. We can't do this. But then you hear a story like this and think, I don't want it. Like her brother he's only 50, completely healthy, nothing wrong with him. He's a bus driver, and he got COVID, and his medical bill was $1 million.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And luckily for his health, copay, what he has, he only had to pay $500. She mentioned to me, and I'm not going to mention her name, but she mentioned to me with her health care, what she's paying for, if that happened to her, she'd have to pay over $100,000 with her, with the healthcare system that she's on. And I said, what happened? She said, he just got COVID. He ended up on a ventilator he was in
Gosh.
hospital for over 17 weeks. They don't know what damage has been done to his lungs from, COVID or the ventilator. And she said most people who end up on a ventilator don't end up making it, because that's when your body's shutting down. And then she said he was on dialysis, his organs started, and I said, this is all from COVID. She said, yeah. She said he was nothing wrong with him. And I went, oh, okay, that's a little scary. And I know
It's very scary.
well, it
Yeah,
is,
it's
and we
terrible.
all have our view of COVID, right? Like we all have a view. I don't know what the right thing, but when you hear things like that, and friends of mine who've had it, yeah, it's not like the flu. And I'm no
No.
expert, but it's not like the flu.
Mm.
When people really get it, it really knocks the heck out of them. So, anyway, I'm glad you're okay, Brendan. I'm glad
Yeah, I'm
you're
doing
okay,
well.
Doug, and I'm glad I'm okay, and all our family and friends. So, we
Yeah,
just, this does end up going away. The vaccine will help. But anyway, welcome. So just a little bit
thank
about
you.
both of you, right? I started coaching Brendan probably, what would be a couple of years ago, Brendan?
I think about probably 3 years ago,
Oh,
4
yeah, okay. So it was
maybe.
a bit long. Yeah, it was a bit longer.
Yeah,
And you were, if I can say correctly, born with uh, autism, and I think it's
yes.
high functioning autism or Asperger's.
Yeah, I call it Asperger's still,
Okay.
but some people call it ASD or
Oh,
high functioning. So
okay.
yeah, but I'm happy with any name they
Yeah. Well,
call it.
my
Yeah.
young son, as you know, my 14-year-old, our 14-year-old, he's got Asperger's too. God, I hate that word. God, like it's not a disease. It's some. It's
Yeah, I know.
just.
It's just
Really difficult to try and say, especially now with all the political correctness. You don't want to say
mm,
you've got something. It's just you were born and diagnosed with whatever. I don't know if you know more about it than what we do, but where do they believe autism is started in the body, or Asperger's? It's a rewiring of the brain, like something's not quite connected up correctly. Is that a good assumption or not?
I think some connections aren't connected. I'm not sure exactly what they're called,
Yeah,
but
the neural pathways or something. If just
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
grabbing stuff out of the air.
But I
Yeah,
think what a good comes from it too. Like, yeah, when you can tell things and know things, and see it as a bit of a gift as well.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure, mate.
yeah, it's a bit
Definitely.
of both sides sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
it's
Well, I think,
yeah,
like there's a lot of people that I'm working with at the moment that are vision impaired, and one amazing young guy, he's, I think his 90% vision is gone, and I'm coaching him in authoring and writing, and just bringing out the best in him. And he's going to university. He wants to be a Islamic priest, and he really loves the arts, and he's enjoying the work we're doing. So, he's got a gift because he shares with us his view of the world from not being able to see it how we see through art and writing and etc. So yeah, it's amazing to see people who just, you know, maybe they're born and their back's up against the wall, and you're dealing with not being like others, which both of you have shared, and Doug shared, what it was like at school for him. So it's just really, really fantastic to have all the guests we've had on here that are dealing with something. So we do
yeah,
know
they've been
Doug's
amazing.
story. It's quite. Oh, sorry, mate. What did you say? It was a delay.
Yeah, the interviews that you've had have been really amazing. Like the people
Yeah,
had
yeah. Well,
on, or
Chantel, who
yeah,
was on last week, she's an actress. She's on General Hospital. She's a regular cast member there, and she had a
wow,
car accident and lost her. I think it was her left arm up to here. She continued on doing her makeup. She continued on acting. She didn't let it stop her, and that could have stopped her mentally. But what a mate, and she's does her yoga, she runs, she does marathons. So, like,
yeah, wow,
she said it's funny how an accident like that really pushed her to go beyond what she probably could have done before the accident. But it just takes that thing to happen in life that can either take us one way or the other. So Doug himself, as you know, he's written 8 books. He's an author of 2 best-selling books on Amazon. Autism, the journey of an autism. No, the biography. What was it, Doug? Sorry,
The amazing comeback of an autistic
yeah,
spokesperson.
that's it. The
yeah,
amazing comeback of an autism spokesperson. And Doug, now with what we've been doing, he's going to train himself now to be a coach for autistic people, a mentor and a coach down the track. So
oh,
And
that's
I'm
awesome.
already in the process of developing my coaching skills in the gym.
Sweet.
You have to be prepared for exercises.
That's right.
And you gotta be committed like me. Let me ask you,
Okay.
have you left your at the door? Because your brain will try to you into thinking you can't do it.
This is very true.
yes, he is. He's funny. You're funny. He said to a guy in the gym the other day, because Doug, we'll let people know a little bit, it might be new to the series. Doug was over 320 pound. He started taking care of his sugar addiction and started knocking out sodas from his diet. And then quite a few months ago, we said, look, Doug, let's clean up the diet. Let's get rid of all the junk food in the fridge. And he said to his mum, I want to start eating better and healthy. And his mum's probably been trying to tell you that, right?
No,
So now Doug's on a great diet. He'll tell you a little bit more about that. His smoothies, we said, okay, you're going to start walking. We need you to walk, every day for 30 minutes. Well, now he's running for 30. He's walking for an hour.
oh,
He's
that's
in the
awesome.
gym. He's down to 220 pounds. He wants to run a marathon. He wants to bodybuild. So, yes, he will be an incredible mentor and coach to anybody.
Yeah, it definitely is to me. Like he helps me out and he gives me calls and yeah, checks
Yeah,
on how I am, and
yeah, and that's
yeah, it's
great,
really
mate. And
nice. Yeah,
and Brendan, can you just tell us a little bit about? I mean, you're doing a lot of creative work. We do a lot of poetry, writing, and a few acting skills. But can you tell us a little bit about this new work you're doing with horses? I have heard about this, and it's great therapy. Can you share a bit about that with?
yeah, sure. Yeah, I started horse therapy. Started to attend and working with horses, like making friends with them and working with them. Like I got to be in contact and walked one round, and the other one like pats a lot. So I used to stand there and pat him, and yeah, it used to be really, yeah, it helped me a lot, and I hope that was helping them like be calm and like yeah, know that I'm like don't mean any harm and all that sort of stuff. And I got pretty close to the horses and everything like that. So
Wow, that's really awesome, mate.
yeah, and
Yeah.
working with something like an
Doug,
animal.
can we just hand it over to you, because you guys have been friends for a while. I'd love you to sort of, just get into Brendan's world of this new therapy that he's taken up. It's not new therapy. I think it's been around for a while, and because you're both in a similar world of what you've been dealing with. So, Doug, over to you, mate. And
Yeah, I just have to say it's very amazing how humans and animals can bond. Like the other day, there was a near disaster that happened on my computer when I almost lost my files because of, the fact that I had too much on my laptop. But what happened was, as I had a period of panic because of it, I went out to the living room, and my mom and I's new dog that we adopted this year, Bunny, she could tell right away that we were not happy. And she was almost just as sad as we were when it happened. And I've also noticed that whenever Mom and I take Bunny for a ride in our car, she always whimpers whenever one of us leaves the car because she's worried, what's going to happen to them. And it's really impressive, Brendan, that you're bonding with animals, because I'm an animal lover as well. And I think that's a good path, being an animal lover.
Yeah, I see the same view on that. Yeah, it's very like, yeah, they sort of sense what you feel, and you have this connection like between you both. You don't have to, you can talk and all that, but you don't have to talk much. You can just sort of have this connection, and they sort of feel what you feel and you feel what they feel, and
Yeah.
it's
And
communicating.
I've dealt with a lot of, I've dealt with what you've dealt with, with autism and, anxiety. And I've taken, some steps to help myself do better with my anxiety. Like over the past couple months since I've body built and exercised and eaten healthier, I've been not having any more anxiety for the most part. Every now and then I do have a setback, which mostly takes place in evenings and it usually happens when I'm dehydrated. Like that's when a lot of my anxiety, rises. But for the most part, I've done a better job of, managing the symptoms of my autism. And, I'm glad to see that you're taking a great path to not only help animals live their best life like horses, but to help yourself live a good life as well. And that shows, in my opinion, the world needs to understand, that autistic people are not Peter Pans, They just need a little bit of a confidence boost in order to manage their symptoms.
That's true. Yeah. I think it's very important to find what we find, naturally that helps us, and go and do that. It really helps. And like if you're interested in something, it's important to go out and do it. And it helps a lot because it gives you purpose, and you feel like you have purpose.
For sure. And
yeah,
you have inspired me with interacting with horses over the past month or so. And I kind of find myself desiring every now and then to maybe take on that path myself for my own therapy. Like, I'm contemplating on it.
Yeah, I'll recommend it. It's very good. Yeah, do they have any horse therapy places around where you are, or might
Well,
have? But
well,
yeah.
there are horse farms in our area, so they probably would offer it. But
Mm.
in fact, years ago, I was offered the opportunity when I was in high school. I was offered an opportunity for a horse program to help me when I was in the middle of a rough spot.
All
And I
right.
turned
Yeah.
it down. Although knowing what I went through, I kind of regret it. I regret turning it down.
And even if it's not horse, is it like there's dog therapy or anything like that? Like is really good, I think. So
Yeah, Brendan, that's great that you've created a great purpose for yourself in this world in tough times as COVID. But I must also ask you, uh, you're also a guitar soloist on your YouTube channel, and you're also involved in the creative arts, and you're into background acting and guitaring and pretty much, and you're also into coffee as well, from what I understand.
yes,
I
yes.
must ask you, how has being involved in the arts helped you mentally?
Well, it's big help because you get to express yourself, and yeah, especially through guitar, it's amazing. And yeah, you get to do if you get to put out what you're feeling, and yeah, everything like that. So, and I've started on coffee, and yeah, making coffees every day for my parents and all that at home, and for myself and for friends and all that. So yeah, and family members. Yeah,
That's great to
really.
hear. And that goes back to what I do with my own personal, work. Like, I'm into writing, as you and I know, and writing has been good for me mentally because it's, helped me get my feelings written on paper, and I can express myself to people, and the same with my drawing style that I have, that you've probably seen in my books.
Yes, yes.
The way I look at it, art is what happens when you imagine things or when you dream things. And art, like drawing and writing and photography and even filmmaking, it's a way of expressing yourself.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know, with Brendan, a lot of the artwork you're doing has really helped you. Like especially out in real life, public. It's helped you express yourself. Your guitar that you're playing, I think are you still coaching people, Brendan?
Yes, I've just started again after COVID. After it's cleared up a bit in Melbourne, I go to my friend's house and we do it outside on the porch. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
wear.
awesome, mate.
You don't really have to wear masks at the moment, but I wear one outside
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Even though
Oh,
it's
that's good.
gone pretty much here, but yeah, I
Oh,
still
that's
like
awesome.
to. Yeah,
Yeah, and look,
yeah, but it's good.
I apologise for my lighting here. I'm actually in the car, and it's getting a little. It's only 5 o'clock, but it's getting dark in LA. But this is the good part about this digital world. We can do it anywhere, can't we?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think we've found out a lot of things what we can do through COVID as well. So
Yeah,
that's one
like getting
good thing.
together through Zoom and getting
Yeah,
together with family with, precautionary efforts.
Yeah,
COVID doesn't have to slow you down. You can still enjoy your life even through times like this. You just have to
yeah.
be a little bit more careful.
So
yes,
look,
yeah.
guys, this little chat that we're having about, how you guys have dealt with, Asperger's, high functioning autism. What can you what's one of the biggest hurdles, Doug? I'll ask you first. What's one of the biggest hurdles you had to get over with, being free where you are now, to free to write, free to, know that you're capable of doing all the things that you want to do. They may not all work out, but you can at least have a go at everything, right? Like whether you run a marathon or not, we don't know. And it's the intentions that you have created for yourself to make this happen. Now, having Asperger's or high functioning autism, some people have said to me, yeah, but he's in the gym training and wants to, run a marathon. What is that relating to autism? I said, well, the fact is that when you go through life, say, especially at school, there's something different, but inside you're not different, but it's the way sometimes you act, the way sometimes that you how can I say, Doug, because you mentioned at school, the first day at school when you went there, you knew there was something different, but you didn't think there was anything different about you, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm sort of leading to is that anyone can train to run a marathon, like, providing you're physically capable to do that. You may not end up finishing the marathon, you may walk, we don't know. But the point is, why you're doing this is because you've come out the last few years realizing that your autism doesn't define who you are. You can do whatever you want. Like Janine Shepherd, who we had on, she was, a paraplegic after her accident, yet she became a pilot. She became a stunt pilot while she was in a special plastic cast that held her in the seat. But she was a stunt pilot, commercial pilot, and she started training people. So the thing is, whatever we're dealt with in life, and every individual, we're all different, there's something that you can still create,
Yeah.
There's something
Yes,
that you can really, live life to the fullest, the best you possibly can. So
and that's my philosophy. As a Christian, I believe there is an afterlife, but as far as living on earth, you only live once. And my philosophy is you need to live your life to the fullest. And if you have a goal in mind, you need to just do it. You need to take the steps necessary to achieve that goal, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. And my philosophy is, other people may not believe in you, but, it doesn't mean they're right. When I graduated a few years back, I was told by a couple of my instructors, one of them told me, you'll never make it in college. And another one told me, you will never be a well-known author because your writing is just terrible. And, the thing is, I have not only proven them wrong, I am almost close to getting an associate's degree in college. And this year, one of my books, the blue one, The Amazing Comeback of an Autistic Spokesperson, it was in the top 15 in the United Kingdom and the top 300 internationally for special needs biographies. And, I'm not going to lose sleep over what people say about me, but my hope is that if those people that said that stuff about me, if they see me in the newspaper or on social media with awards that I win for writing or any accomplishments like that, I do hope to an extent that they'll be willing to eventually admit, we were wrong.
Yes.